Today I'm going to be reading from Genesis chapter 9 to 11. Yesterday, beginning on November 11th, I was reading the let me change this a little bit. I was reading from, um, this is not good. Let's put this down. Yeah. Bear with me a second. There we go. That's better. Okay, so yesterday I was reading from creation yesterday, and then last night I read about the flood, right? Where the dove helped Noah know when to get out of the ship. And today I'm going to be reading when what happened after the flood. The covenant has already been made. That was in chapter 8. We're in chapter 9. And this is going to be um, what, hap- what happened after the flood. I'm going to read from the betrayal of Ham, and through the generations to Abraham. So, including the Tower of Babel story and uh, to the birth of Abraham. So that is the goal for today. And then tonight I will be back at 7 o'clock to read some more. Um, if you have not seen the first readings, they are available on my channel. And I am reading from Sword of the Spirit. This is a version of the Bible that uses Paleo Hebrew, reconstructed Paleo Hebrew uh, names, and also its own chapters and verses that make more logical sense. If in most Bibles, the verses, some of them are mid sentence, then you're in mid thought and you're in the next verse, or mid story and you're in the next chapter. So, Sword of the Spirit actually kind of sorts it out a little bit differently. If you're watching this morning, please hit a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. I'm doing this marathon to try to get for 40 days and 40 nights. I'm going to try to read through the Torah, uh, coming in at 7 o'clock in the morning, returning at 7 o'clock in the evening, reading a few chapters each time. So, a little bit about myself. I'm just a just a lover of the Word of God and a student of life. I did write self-published the book God's Master Plan for the Masses. In it, I share the how the eclipses came through and wrote the Paleo Hebrew name of God uh, in the last 7 years. So anyway, I am going to go. Hey, if you don't mind, so as I read, if you have any questions, feel free to post it in the chat, and I will address the questions after the after I'm done reading that chapter, and I will have that question answer session after each chapter. All right, so let's begin with chapter 9. Chapter 9. Now these are the generations of the sons of Nuach: Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them sons were born after the flood. The sons of Japheth were Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Yahvan, Greece, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tiras. And the sons of Gomer were Ashkenaz, and Rapat, and Tugama. And the sons of Yawan was Elisha, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dudanim. By these the people of the isles were divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families, in their nations. And the sons of Ham were Cush, Ethiopia, and Mitzrayim, Egypt, and Puth, Libya, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush were Sheba, and Havilah, and Sabata, and Raamah, and Sabteca. And the sons of Raamah were Sheba and Dedan. And Cush begot Nimrud, and he began to become a champion in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before Yahweh. Therefore it is said, even as Nimrud, the mighty hunter before Yahweh. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babylon, and Arek, and Achad, and Cal- and Calneh, and the land of Shinar. Out of that land Ashur went forth and built Nineveh, and the city of Rebuktut, and Kalach, and Resen. Between Nineveh and Kalach was the city, the same is a great city. And Mitzrayim begot Ludim, and Anamim, and Lechabim, and Napsarim, and Patsurim, and Kasuchim, and of them came Pelishtim, and Kaptorim. And Canaan begot Sidon, his firstborn, and Het, and the Yebusi, and the Amori, and the Girgashi, and the Hiwi, and the Urki, and the Sini, and the Arwadi, and the Sermari, and Kamarti. And afterwards the families of the Canaani were spread abroad. And the border of the Canaani was from Sidon, as you go to Geher, to Gaza, as you go to Sodom, and Gomorrah, and Admah, and Zebaim, even to Lasha. These are the sons of Ham, after their families, after their tongues, in their countries, and in their nations. Also unto Shem, the brother of Yepet, the elder, was offspring. He was the father of the children of Aiber, the region beyond. The children of Shem were Elim, and Asher, and Arpachshad, and Lud, and Aram. And the children of Aram were Uz, and Hul, and Geter, and Mash. And Arpachshad begot Shelach, and Shelach begot Aiber. And unto Aiber were born 2 sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days the earth was divided, and his brother's name was Yaqthan. And Yaqthan begot Almudad, and Shelap, and Hamatzarhut, and Yerach, and Hadaram, and Auzal, and Diklah, and Aubal, and Abimaal, and Sheba, and Auber, and Havilah, and Yubab. All these are the sons of Yaqthan. And their dwellings were from Mesha as you go to Separ, a mount of the east. These are the sons of Shem, after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nations. These are the families of the sons of Noach, after their generations, in their nations, and by these the nations within the earth were divided after the flood. All right, so that was very challenging to say the least, all those names. And then, well, they're hard to say anyway, and then trying to add an accent to it makes it extra challenging. I want to thank everyone who is there. Please be sure to hit the like button. And if you have any questions, free, free, feel free to ask. So, in this, we are talking about after the flood, how the three sons of Noach, Noah, they had their own families, and they talk about in here how they are according to their own tongues and their own nations. Now you got to remember that this genealogy is just a list, but there's history that comes out um, beyond this. For instance, this genealogy talks about Babel or Babylon, and we haven't even talked about Babylon yet. So, not in the story. That's going to be, I believe, in the next chapter. So, but it's giving the idea that they do eventually go according to their own tongues and their own language. All right. Of course, when they first came out of the ship, they all spoke the same language. I'm going to go ahead and move forward with chapter 10. Um, chapter 10. And the whole earth had one language and a united speech. And it came to pass after they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Come, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and they had slime for mortar. And they said, Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower, whose top may reach to the heavens, and let us make ourselves a name, lest we are scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. Then Jephthah came down to see the city and the tower, which the descendants of mankind built. And Jephthah said, Behold, the people are one, and they all have one language. Therefore they began to do this. Now nothing will be restrained from them, which they imagine to do. Come, let us go down. Once there, confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. Thus Jephthah scattered them abroad from there upon the face of the whole earth, and they left off from building the city. Therefore the name of it was called Babel, for there Jephthah confused the language of all the earth, and from there Jephthah scattered them abroad upon the face of the earth. All right, so that's the end of that chapter. In it, I do mention the name of Jephthah. And that is the reconstructed Paleo Hebrew pronunciation of the sacred name of God. Um, let's go on to, so yes, they were building a tower, and I know that that sounds like, well, we've got skyscrapers. Why on earth would God? Why would God have cause confusion with this tower? Well, just because mankind wanted to better themselves. What it doesn't say in this book, but it does in other non-canonical books, is that they were actually rebelling against God, and they wanted to rise to the heavens so that they could make war with God. All right. So that is why God created that confusion. Let's move on to chapter 11. But before I do, I want to thank everyone for watching. And if you don't mind, please hit the like button. Uh, I really appreciate it. Thank you. And if you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe too. All right, so here in chapter 11, let me go ahead and begin. These are some more genealogies. And I know that this segment is a real struggle to get through this reading this morning because these names are very challenging. Tonight I am going at 7, so be sure to show back up. I am going to be reading the story of Abraham from, well, the first couple of chapters. Probably, well, he goes through probably till he gets his promise of inheriting the uh, the land that he walks upon. So let's go ahead and move forward and finish up these very challenging names in reconstructed Paleo Hebrew. And for those who are new, who just popped in, I am reading from Sword of the Spirit. All right, chapter 11. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begot Arpachshad 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begot Arpachshad 700 years. And Shem lived after he begot Arpachshad 500 years. Also, he begot sons and daughters. And Arpachshad lived 35 years. Then he begot Shalach. And Arpachshad lived after he begot Shalach 403 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And Shalach was 30 years. Then he begot Aiber. And Shalach lived after he begot Aiber 403 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And Aiber lived 34 years. Then he begot Peleg. And Aiber lived after he begot Peleg 430 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And Peleg lived 30 years. Then he begot Rau. And Peleg lived after he begot Rau 209 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And Rau lived 32 years. Then he begot Shereg. And Rau lived after he begot Shereg 207 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. Okay. Excuse me one moment. All right. And Shereg lived 30 years. Then he begot Norach. Then he begot Nahor, and Shareg lived after he begot Nahor 200 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And Nu and Nahor lived third excuse me, and Nahor lived 29 years. Then he begot Terach, and Nahor lived after he begot Terach 119 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And Terach lived 70 years. Then he begot Abraham. Then he begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terach. Terach begot Abram, and Nahor, and Haran. And Haran begot Luth. And Luth died before his father Terach in the land of his nativity, in Aur of the Kashdim. Furthermore, Abram and Nahor li- Furthermore, Abram and Nahor took themselves wives. The name of the wife of Abram was Sharai, and the name of the wife of Nahor Milcah, the daughter of Haran. He was the father of Milcah and the father of Ishka. But Sharai was barren. She had no child. Then Terach took Abram, his son, and Luth, the son of Haran, his son's son, and Sharai, his daughter-in-law, the wife of his son Abram. And they went forth from those of Aur, the Kashdim, to go into the land of Canaan. Then they came to Karan. Then they came to Haran and dwelt there. And the days of Terach were 205 years. Thus Terach died in Haran. Okay, once again, very challenging. So here we have uh, Noah was cursed. That was I spoke about that in the first chapter, chapter 9. He cursed Ham, his youngest son, and in the next chapter we have um, the Tower of Babel. Now I just want to see real quick, as a reminder, uh, who Nimrud was the child of. So Cush begot Nimrud, and Cush is, yes, so Ham begot Cush, who begot Nimrud. So Nimrud, this family line from Ham to Nimrud or Nimrod, it was not cursed. Okay, this is your area where which would be like Iran today, on the Euphrates area. That's where this area would be, okay? And that area was not um, cursed. Mitzrayim, that is Egypt. They too are from the descendants of Ham, and they were not cursed. Libya was Ham, and they were not cursed. Canaan was cursed, and they settled what is modern Israel. It's modern Israel, but it was ancient Israel too. Okay, we haven't gotten to that part, but at this part of the story, it's talking about how that area is is that area is going to fall into the hands of the children of Shem, and Canaan their would become their servants. So that's pretty much it for now. Uh, Once again, this was a very challenging read. I am glad it's over because these long genealogies are difficult. Be sure to show up again tonight at 7 o'clock, and I am going to get into the story of Abram. Probably, I don't know how far I'll get. It'll be a couple chapters. Maybe I'll knock out to where his name gets changed to Abraham. But anyway, thank you again. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and I'm doing 40 days and 40 nights of reading through the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and you have a wonderful day.